Hey guys, Adrian here. You're here for smartermedia.org, and this is just one of those days where, well, it's one of the days that I cannot move because if you follow me on Twitter, I had a minor surgery with my foot, so I can't be really mobile. I honestly am not even allowed to shower for a good couple more hours until I can put the medicine on my nail that they remove with acidic stuff, and then like wrap it up, and then I can take a shower. So it's gonna be a long weekend for me, and it's gonna be a sheltered weekend for me. I'll be inside. I'll be working mostly. But I decided to pick up the webcam. I got not a new webcam. This is a new technical webcam, but it's just a easy, quick shoot HD 720p Logitech C310 webcam that I got with a laptop I purchased for family members. And it's really, really decent. I really like the way it sounds, and it reminds me of my older videos on Laker Coolman where I could just shoot and not worry, and I really, really like that feeling. That's why I decided to shoot this vlog. So, with that long 50-second intro, this is vlog number 12, talking about needs versus wants. That whole system, that whole philosophy, I like to call it philosophy because it tends to be an argument, I think, in philosophy, if I'm not mistaken. Needs versus wants. So let's establish what those are first off. So, you've probably heard this before, whether it's your parents telling you or your kids telling you that they need this or that, or your parents telling you the whole difference between needs versus wants. Let's sort it out because I think this is an interesting argument. Needs. You have basic needs. I like to call them basic needs, air quotes, in life. You need enough, underline the word enough, enough food and water to survive in this world. You need clothing, basic needs of clothing to get through. And you would think clothing because, obviously it's just not standard to walk around naked. And obviously, when it gets cold and hot, clothing protects us in those ways. You need somewhat of a shelter, somewhat of a home or roof over your head, obviously to keep you in from the days where the weather is bad and all that, and that prevents you from getting sick. So in basic needs, it's that which prolongs your life. Those basic things you use in life to prolong your life. And I like to say basic and enough and all those keywords because you don't need necessarily that chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream when you go to the store to buy, groceries. You don't need that $50 diamonds, diamond supply, or LV or Gucci shirt, and then it's interesting to think of stuff like wallets. Not everybody, majority of people use wallets, but I could, you can have a basic wallet, but like I have a Louis Vuitton wallet, and that's because I bought it, and I'm into, I appreciate designer brands and all that. Um, a lot of people talk about my iPhone. I ordered an iPhone 5, and that's going to be coming soon, and I have my 4S here. A lot of people are saying how I follow a lot of simplicity blogs because I try to follow simplicity lifestyle. I'm trying to follow that more and more. But some people believe in simplicity that the less is better or less is more in their opinion, and you don't need the iPhone 5. I was reading a lot of people's arguments how you don't need the iPhone 5. And you don't need to upgrade now. Of course, when it comes to anything, you do not need it. I do not need this Louis Vuitton wallet. I do not need a smartphone. I do not need a MacBook Air as my computer, as a mobile computer for when I'm working abroad. I do not need an iMac. No, nobody does. Nobody needs necessarily anything. But we want these things, and that's why we buy them. I mean, and then it comes back to this whole money thing because people tend to say, like, I wish the world didn't need money, or I wish we didn't use money in the world. But money is a necessity. If you think of it in some, there's basic needs, and then within a different category, I like to think. I don't know how I'd put like a hierarchy of these, but money is a need. Money is a necessity. I guess is that the same thing? I guess. We need money to buy food, water, drinks, and shelter. But then the flip side of that, it's sad to see that in third world countries, these kids are deprived of those basic needs. They're deprived of food, water, shelter. Whether it's the Philippines, Africa, X amount of places around the world, people are deprived of their basic needs. And why? Because yes, maybe it's money, maybe it is poverty, maybe it is where they are born in, and they do not choose that lifestyle. But then you have people like us, like charities, like donation centers, who have money and who are doing their best and who are providing for a better world. I like to think my videos on Smarter Media will one day be a knowledge source. My ultimate goal is to be a knowledge source, a library of knowledge where kids across the world with internet access can view these videos and access them. And whether they have a formal education, some sort of educational background, they can learn something. That's my goal. That's how I plan to help out my, leaving my small, footprint in the world. So yeah, it's funny to think about needs and wants because some things are needs. Some needs fit in different categories. You have the basic needs of a human life, and to prosper and to prolong life. But then you have needs like money, which we do need. I like to think, and beyond like buying like food and drinks and all that, money is like without money we wouldn't have just think of the system of economy we'd have. Businesses would have no profit, people's lives would be ruined if we didn't have money for something, some form of currency. I'd like to think. I think it would be in a way, some people think it'd all be all peaceful and all that, but I think in a way it'd also be kind of chaos. I mean, how would we establish who gets what and who gets like the bigger house and the smaller house and all of that? It's a whole other video for itself. But yeah, we don't need anything in life. We want these things. We want the iPhone 5. We want the MacBook Air. We want, whatever brand of wallet or clothes we like to choose because that's our style. Our wants separate us from other people, and I think wants are just as important as the needs. So yes, sometimes in life we won't always get the wants, but I mean, if you think of it like an iPhone, I do not need an iPhone. It makes it more beneficial for my work, and it makes me work more efficiently on the go. Ultimately, nobody needs a phone, but try living without a phone. I mean, some of you can do it. I know I can't do it. I mean, I can't communicate with my family when I'm out and about. I live overseas, so what about my family in the States and etc.? How would I call them? How would I communicate with them if I didn't have a phone? You can say, yeah, you can get a basic phone, but then that's still, if I want to spend more on less on a basic phone just to make calls, why shouldn't I be able to spend more to get a smartphone that, benefits me more? So phones are, in a way, aren't a necessity. But if you think about today's society, they're more commonly, a thing. Maybe for older generations or not, but you can reference a lot of older generations didn't grow up with the internet and all the stuff that we have today. But by today's standards, they're necessities to us. Schools required us to have email addresses and internet access and stuff like that. So we can do stuff at home, etc., etc. So I've always thought it's a crazy cool argument to view needs versus wants. I think needs has its own different categories within needs, and then wants, I think, are shadowed upon, too much looked down upon, I should say. But wants make us who we are. That's my opinion. Anyways, guys, I am Adrian here for smartermedia.org. I'm in a good mood today for videos, so hopefully I can shoot out a lot of stuff here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe.